guest for today's conversation is very special. She's a technologist with industrial, academic, and research experience of over 3 decades. She was the first director of the ICT Marathwada campus at Jalna. She has been the controller of examination and a professor of biochemical engineering at Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai from 2012 to 2014. She was working as the head of the Food Engineering and Technology Department for 3 years since 2008. After graduating from chemical engineering from ICT, which was back then Udacity, she was the first woman engineer to join Hindustan Lever Research Center in 1977. She was also a consultant to Alpha Laval Tetra Pak India in 1996 and a visiting researcher at the University of Pittsburgh in the United States of America in 1998. She has published over 145 international papers in referred journals and has 5 patents to her credit. She has also supervised 100 plus masters and doctorate students, and many more are still working under her. She has received several awards and accolades, including the Vasvik Award in the year 2020, Udacity Distinguished Alumnus Award, Zee Marathi Award in Unsa Maza Zhoka, Hari Om Ashram Prerit Shri S.S. Bhatnagar Research Award on Prevention of Water Pollution. She is also a fellow of the Maharashtra Academy of Sciences, Biotech Research Society of India, Indian Chemical Society, and Association of Food Scientists and Technologists. She has also received the Dr. Baines AFST Lifetime Achievement Award for being a woman food scientist. She has successfully handled several projects, among which are a 100 kg vegetable dehydration demo plant setup at Baramati in Maharashtra, Just Sip brand, which makes drinkable vegetables and vegetable soup premixes, and conversion of mineral-rich vegetable powders of bottle gourd, carrot, spinach into easy-to-consume tablets are also her very own brainchild. She has been developing and transferring technology for biological treatment of waste generated in nuclear plants containing high nitrate content. She is a member of several scientific committees of government bodies such as the Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, and the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. She has been a believer of the PSR, which stands for Personal Social Responsibility, since her school days and has held the position of the presidentship of professional bodies such as Indian Women Scientists Association and AFST. She also runs a YouTube channel which focuses on daily sciences involved in the kitchen nutrition and food. This channel has over 1,300 subscribers. She has also written books on the science behind home-cooked food. She also has written a column in the Lok Satta newspaper called Jeevan Vidyan for the year 2020. She also has a lot of firsts to her name. She was the first ever woman intern at BPCL, first woman engineer at HLL, first woman faculty in the Department of Chemical Engineering at ICT, first woman registrar and director of ICT, and the list seems to be never ending. She is also committed to her students and has been acting as a career counselor for appropriate selection of career by students to have a successful professional life. This personality, with ever so many achievements to her credit, is none other than our very own Dr. Smita Levy. It is a pleasure to have you here today, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm so happy to talk to you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, we all know that you have played a very pivotal role in making the ICT Marathwada campus what it is today. We also know that it offers a very unique kind of a course called the Integrated MTech course, which provides industrial experience to its students from the very beginning of the course itself. So, what was the driving force behind coming up with such a course?
Well, it is a collective wisdom, and it's not just me who has conceived it. I would say it is a brainchild of our earlier Vice Chancellor, Padma Shri Professor G.D. Yadav, but all the deans, Dean Academic, particularly Professor Bhavia and other senior professors, as well as alumni and industrialists from Marathwada, Aurangabad area, they all came together and they thought that we must have ICT campus there. And in fact, if you see, in our fifth convocation, when the then Chief Minister Fadnavis ji had come, it was he who announced that
Yes.
why don't you go outside Mumbai and go in the other parts of Maharashtra and be available for more students? And then if we are going out, what's the point doing the same thing? So let's be innovative and let's start innovation from us, ourselves. And
Yes.
that's how this course was conceived.
Wow, that's quite a story. We know building an institute from scratch is no joke, it's no child's play, and you have done that. So, could you tell us briefly what was the process of getting that campus up and running and making it what it is today?
See, if you see, history repeats. So in 1933, when then industry people thought that India needs chemical engineers and textile engineers, our UDCT was born as a department of Bombay University, Mumbai University. And it was with the desire of industry. And so it is our tradition that we didn't wait for the building because the institute is not bricks and cement, but it's the people and the student and the faculty and the culture. So we were housed in Institute of Science, which was called Royal Institute then, from 1933 to 1943. So this beautiful building of Matunga campus was built in 1943 when all other courses, including food and all started. So history repeated. So right now we are not on our campus, although we have got a land of 203 acres.
Wow.
We are on a rented campus. So we have not stopped for the building to come, which will take 2, 3 or 5 years. We directly started, and I would say it was a record time since the chief minister announced within less than 1 year, we got the land. And it's a great coincidence that since Professor Yadav was abroad that time, and generally CMs give those 4 or 5 days notices, not a long notice, it was me who went and picked up the land cards, land papers as a registrar. I never knew or dreamt that I was destined to go there as the founder director.
Wow, wow, that's quite inspiring. Yes, yes, absolutely. Also, given that ICT has never really had campuses outside, it was one of the first campuses ICT has had. Uh, what was the process like? Did you have a planned roadmap that this has to be done, or did you have to continuously improvise along the way? What was the journey?
No, no, of course, for an institute like ICT, which has got 8 decades of history, there is a structure, there is a board, there are advisors, there are well wishers. So, all of them together have made this roadmap and it's going in parallel. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, when I went to ICT Jalna as a director, in fact, it was a great surprise for me. I had even said that you rather send somebody who is little younger, who is looking for more achievements perhaps. But then what Professor Yadav said there is at this point, it's a baby and it needs a mother. And perhaps I think I love to play that role. And so that things are going parallelly, and even with the new directorship under Professor Annapure and with the new Vice Chancellor Professor Pandit, it's going in full swing, no doubt about it. But what I was focusing more on making an image of ICT in the minds common people of Marathwada, because sadly, even today in Matunga, many taxiwalas, we have to talk of other institutes around us
Yes.
rather than we
Yes.
ICT. I mean, it's a fact. And so there, many people never knew about it. But I can now proudly say that almost all educational institutes, including schools in Marathwada, know us.
Wow, that's really good because me as a student, I've also experienced this that you have to tell everyone where ICT is and what it is. But in Marathwada, it's altogether a different trend, which is great to hear. Um, how long before the cornerstone went into the ground for the Jalna campus? How long before that did the planning start? And how long did it take from the beginning to the end to actually implement whatever was planned?
See, planning was just 1 year before that foundation stone. In one March we thought, and 2018 18 May we had the foundation stone. And academic beginning was 20th August 2018 itself, in the hands of Professor Sharma, who gave his debut talk of history of chemistry across the world for last 200 years.
Yes.
So that was very fast. Now till the end has not yet come. It will take at least 5 more years when
Yes.
we have the academic block and hostels and necessary labs for these courses. But we have also started 2 year MTech this year, food,
Okay.
pharma and polymer. So we
Okay.
have added, and many more things will be added within next 5 years when we have our own place, all other courses also.
But 1 year is such a short time, and in that, with all the enthusiasm everyone has to work towards the institute, is really awe-inspiring. Um, Keeping in mind that Jalna is very new, like you said, it's been only 2.5 years since it opened. Do you think there are some ideas that couldn't be implemented in our original campus here at Mumbai that you think have found their way there in the
Yes.
new campus?
The main thing of Mumbai is we don't have land. We have limited land.
Yes.
And so we have limited resources like water and electricity. So the dream which ICT has been saying, I would say ICT, I stand for innovation as well as we are so much entrepreneurship oriented. We have created more than 500 first generation entrepreneur. We have been hearing that,
Yes.
right? And other than first generation, also like second generation, like Sri Mukesh Ambani and so on. So
Yes.
we take pride in that. So in order to have an entrepreneurship cell, an innovation center, you need place.
Yes.
And so in this 203 acres, I can visualize, I mean, we have already decided together of having a center of excellence for agri, where we can have these artificial lab meets and things like that. Then
Yes.
for water, maybe for energy and entrepreneurship and
Yes.
innovation.
That's really nice. Jalna campus must have been facing a lot of issues in the pandemic, given that the whole country was in a lockdown, and everyone is having a very tumultuous time now. So, how did the campus really cope up, given that studies were affected, research work was affected? So, what was exactly done?
Well, I would say they are lucky, or I am lucky that they have got a person like me who is not really a typical standard person. So, just like our chancellor who says he is dangerously positive, I would say that I also belong to the same bracket. And I have just the natural number line which starts from zero and plus, and there is nothing negative. So,
Oh, wow.
every problem, I know how to convert it into opportunity. So right from April, we started weekly meetings with all the faculty. Once in a meet, of course, online on team.
Yes, yes,
Once in
yes.
a month, I will meet all the students, and once in 2 months, I'll meet the support staff. And somehow, I think I have a God gift of pumping energy into everybody who comes in contact with me, because I have a direct supply, so I don't have to write any energy balance and worry about getting short of energy. So it was very easy for me because it suits my personality. So not that it helped us grow, but we found that innovative ways of giving home projects and trying to keep them together. And they're losing labs, so why can't they do some virtual experiments? And lot of ideas we got from my colleagues and from my students, because we have got a circular teamwork. It's not that I or the director decides. And I think that is ICT culture. It's there even in Mumbai. So it's we together we did it. So it's a lot of fun. It's a different experience. But for youngsters like you, it was a bit difficult not to go out. But for oldies like me, okay, fine, I'll work all day on the computer.
But your enthusiasm is that of a young person. You shouldn't be calling yourself an old person. It
No,
is
it is
really
directly
noteworthy.
proportional to my age. So what can I do for that?
You said something about the culture that is quite similar to that in our Mumbai Institute. So, tell me, what differences have you observed in the two cities, Mumbai and Jalna, given there are campuses there now, and also on a personal level that you had to shift there, and how was it a challenge?
Yes, you're right. But I would say we cannot compare Mumbai with Jalna. Mumbai and Delhi, these are the two places in India. They are unique. They have their own cultures. You may find many more Jalnas in Maharashtra or other states, but you are not going to find Mumbai. So, first of all, I am maybe a little bit I'm philosophical. So I don't compare. I try to see the plus point of everything. So the biggest plus point was it was travel was short. I could save a
Yes.
lot of time, except for last 2 years when I stayed on campus. All my life I stayed 25 kilometers away from ICT, so spend minimum 3 hours to and fro every day. So
Yes.
I saved a lot of time. Second thing I found that in smaller places, it is a business town. It's very small compared to even Aurangabad. Aurangabad is different. It's quite a big city with lot of industry. This is small, but they are business people. So they are very eager to learn. You will not believe that in about 15 months, I delivered more than 35 talks in different Rotary Club, Lions Club, Inner
Wow.
Wheel, schools, colleges, name it, and they call me for students, for teachers, for staff. I like to talk. I have something for everybody, and they are waiting to hear such things. And the excitement Jalna had is such a big renowned institute has come to Jalna, not to Aurangabad.
Yes.
Because Aurangabad is big, so many big institutes are there, universities there. So they were so eager to learn and welcome us. In Mumbai, we are so busy, really speaking. Whoever comes and goes, unless the directly connected person, rest of them really don't have time to either appreciate or even criticize because they are so much loaded with work. So I write it. Secondly, weather, climatically okay, extreme weather, but Mumbai is so humid and so polluted.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Jalna has a beautiful lake. I don't know why they keep crying about no water, but of course that lake doesn't give them water, but it's maintained as a water body. But it's a Moti Talab. It's a beautiful lake, and every day has to travel from the rented apartment to the institute. It is via that talab only. It was so soothing to see such a big water body, not the seashore, the
Yes.
sweet water,
Yes.
and people are good. But like many other small towns of India, roads were not good and quite dirty. People will dump things, and also those
Yes.
kind of problems are there. But we also, with my students, tried to work on this under the corporate social responsibility. Lot of cleaning drives my students did, and so many things we did there. So it was nice opportunity.
It was a very refreshing experience altogether. Yes.
Yes.
Another personal question I would like to ask you. So tell me, what is this one thing that is very like your favorite thing about the Mumbai campus and then about the Jalna campus?
Favorite thing of Mumbai campus is GC canteen. That was not there.
Yes.
And since my student days, it is Shetty. The person changes, but the name remains same. So some Shetties are running it, and I used to always, because I'm a talkative person, I'll be always talking to whoever was the Shetty if he's around, and also to all those boys and ask
Yes.
them what they are studying and all. So we didn't have a canteen almost for 10 months, and then it is just one person and all. They are the running mess also. So
Yes.
that was the difference. And then so the menu and other things. And hardly any hotels are there. So I miss that fast food or those kind of things. That
And what is your one favorite thing about the Jalna campus?
Halna I like because parents will just come and barge in my room because we are new and small thing. And so I like the way they took that liberty. And in fact, many of my students shared that when they got admission, their relatives were not very happy. Go to ICT Mumbai. That's fine, no doubt. Why are you going to such small place? Because as of now, Jalna ICT is very small. But they said when they entered my room and came out, they were transformed. So they were very sure. So I enjoyed that because I love to talk. So I got a lot of opportunity to deliver lectures and talk. So it's a nice place. The people, I like the people there. That's how I would say.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Like you said before, that the Jalna campus is your baby and you are the mother. So you've also been one of the founding members and the pioneer to make it what it is today. So what is your vision for it in the next 5 to 10 years?
Next 5 years, definitely we'll be on our own campus and it will take larger shape. And I don't want to stick to only 5 years. Look at Kalina. I've seen our Bombay University, and Kalina started in mid 60s when I was in schools. And now whole the paradigm had shifted to Kalina as far as academic is concerned. And it Bombay Fort has become more like a VC and those kind of things. So something similar will happen down the line as
Wow.
far as even ICT Mumbai and ICT Jalna is concerned. It will become an academic hub.
Yes. Yes. It should. It should. One last question I would like to ask you. Like I said in the beginning of the interview, that there is this integrated MTech course that the Jalna campus is offering to its students. A lot of them have enrolled for it. A few of them want to pursue it in the future. So what message do you have for the parents and students out there who are a little anxious about choosing this different out of the box course in a very new campus?
Well, I would tell them, like, since I am one of those persons who always like to be first, the first never has any references. But the first has many advantages because there is no reference. He can make the reference, he can be the yardstick. And there will be never be saturation because people will be so happy to have somebody who has academics as well as industrial experience, because these days children are so intelligent that what we learned at became they are learning at 12 perhaps or first year, and they have that competency, they have different tools. And so I feel first will be always unique, that batch will become like written in golden thing. And since
Yes.
our first batch is so good, they are doing so well, second as well as the third incoming batch are going to have bright future. And in fact, if they are going to industry 5 or 6 times, there is a strong possibility that the fourth or the fifth industry will wait for them to graduate because they have tested them for 6 months and not for half an hour interview. What more you want? If
Yes.
you're good, people will jump at hiring you. And MTech is good enough. You need not have higher studies. If you want, you can go for PhD or MBA. Otherwise, already you have a double graduation with masters. So it's good enough to take a break for education if you don't want to make a career in research and academics. So it's a fantastic course according to me.
Yes, yes. It's quite an opportunity for everyone who's feeling a little anxious about taking it up. You've explained it very well over here. Unfortunately, this conversation has come to an end now. Thank you so much for being a part of this chat. It was truly inspiring to have spoken to you. You are such an inspiration for every woman and girl out there who's trying to pave her path in a man's world. So it was wonderful talking to you, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I also enjoyed. Thank you, Ratnesh and team. You are doing a wonderful job for ICT. Thank you again.